It's Tuesday, July 30th. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Carol Francis. Managing Director of the Water Resources Authority, WRA, Peter Clarke, says that despite the ongoing dry spell, the nation's water sources are not critically low. Mr. Clarke told JIS News the dry spell has been having some impact on our rivers and streams, surface water sources, and even though we are noting a decrease in rainfall, we are not at a crisis. He pointed out, however, that evidence of the dry spell's impact can be observed in smaller streams. Mr. Clarke says the WRA is working to develop a stream profile concerning rainfall activities that will help the agency better advise customers, such as the National Water Commission, as to how soon weather conditions will affect water sources, such as streams. The WRA is responsible for the management, protection, controlled allocation and use of Jamaica's water resources. The WRA maintains a hydrological database and provides data, information and technical assistance to government and non-governmental institutions. The debates between pro-choice and pro-life advocates continued at the recent sitting of the Human Resources and Social Development Parliamentary Committee. Professor McCall Binns was one of the first presenters of the debate last Thursday.
Today, with 9 of 10 births occurring outside of marriage and 1 in 4 fathers not acknowledging their children, women should freely decide if they have the physical, spiritual, or social capital to nurture a new life for decades into a happy, healthy, and productive adult.
On the pro-life side was noted Catholic priest and founder of Missionaries for the Poor, Father Richard Holong. He expressed a strong opposition to legalizing abortion.
As a man totally dedicated to Jamaica and to life at all the stages, I honestly fear from the depths of myself that we will offend God by adopting a policy of pro-choice. Women, I think, who pay to have their babies murdered in the womb will bring the wrath of God upon us, not only upon women, upon this nation. Because I do believe that abortion has changed the matter in a subtle way, from thou shalt not kill to thou you should kill.
A question raised during the debate was if abortion could be equated to eugenics. Eugenics is a social philosophy which advocates the improvement of human hereditary qualities through selective breeding. This was rebutted by Nicosia Shakes of the pro-choice group Women and Men for Women's Reproductive Freedom and Autonomy.
Eugenics is a governmental policy in which groups of people considered undesirable to the fabric of the country are targeted for extermination. And this may or may not include controlling their birth rates, often through sterilization, and forced abortion. A forced abortion is a non-elective abortion. So there's a complete difference. It was done to many people throughout history. It was done to Black and brown people in the Americas, including descendants of Africans, First Nations people. It has been done to different ethnicities throughout the world, more famously the Jews under Nazi Germany. This is completely different from a policy that gives women the right to choose an abortion. So that needs to be clarified, because I've heard the word used very, very loosely. Eugenics is unethical and not moral in any way. A pro-choice policy caters to the rights of citizens, and in particular women, to have reproductive autonomy.
A moment of controversy came during the presentation of Major Richard Cook of the Joytown Community Development Foundation. An anti-abortionist, Major Cook included in his presentation a video which contained details on how abortions are conducted. Some members found the content too graphic, prompting this intervention.
Chairman, could I ask that this be stopped, please?
Yeah, I ask that we discontinue.
Yes.
I did make the point early on that we have children in the gallery, and it is too graphic.
All right, Chairman, can we move to the end? Can I just ask him to move it to the end where the doctor speaks? So if we take away sucking out the baby out of the uterus, bit by bit, because it's not the actual abortion, I didn't think it was a problem, but since the members think it's a problem, what I would like to ask for is for the technician to just move the thing past the graphics to where the doctor speaks, to just close it out, okay? We could also ask the children to turn their backs, but we won't do that because it's important. It's important for the
Did
committee.
he say that?
It's important for the committee to actually see and hear. But can I just move it to the point?
No,
Chairman, sorry for saying that. Can we just move it to the point where they see?
No, we are going to ask Major that the presentation, that section be aborted.
Yes, I agree, sir.
And we continue with your oral presentation.
No, but I'm just asking, can we just hear the doctor?
I am making a ruling, sir, that we discontinue with that section of the presentation. Thank you.
I accept your ruling, Chairman.
The committee has been debating the legalizing of abortion, which was a private member motion brought to the House of Representatives in 2018 by Member of Parliament for West Rural St. Andrew, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. Right turns from Grants Penn Avenue onto Constant Spring Road have been restricted with immediate effect. That's the word from the National Works Agency, NWA. According to the Works Agency, the permanent traffic change is part of its ongoing road and traffic management improvement project being undertaken along Constant Spring Road in Kingston. NWA's Communication and Customer Service Manager Stephen Shaw explained that Grants Penn Avenue will now operate as a left-in, left-out only roadway. He said motorists seeking to travel north from Grants Penn Avenue towards Manor Park must turn right onto Constant Spring Road, travel south towards Shortwood Road, then use the traffic lights there to turn around and enter the northbound carriageway. The NWA is also cautioning motorists against attempting to use these southbound lanes to travel north, as this is very dangerous as well as illegal. Work will continue on other sections of the roadway project. Practical completion is expected in August. 10.2 kilograms of cocaine worth $13.3 million was seized on a vessel at a container terminal in Kingston. The police, along with a contraband enforcement team CET from the Jamaica Customs, made the bust. The vessel arrived in the island about 3:15 on Saturday morning from Colombia with cargo. During the offloading of the containers, 8 packages of cocaine were allegedly found in the possession of one of the stevedores. The authorities were contacted. A search of the vessel revealed an additional 10 packages of cocaine concealed under the spare anchor on the bow. 4 stevedores were taken into custody. Their identities are being withheld pending further investigations. 2 iconic reggae performers, Marcia Griffiths and Judy Mowat, will reportedly unite for one performance only at the inaugural Westchester Reggae Festival, slated to take place on Labor Day, Saturday, August 31, at the Capitol Theater in Port Chester, New York. The 2 were part of the world-famous I3's Reggae's most influential female singing group that provided backing vocals for Bob Marley in the 1970s. Organizers of the Westchester Reggae Festival are seeking to establish a series of musical events in and around Westchester County to promote the Caribbean's rich and diverse cultural offerings. The U.S. dollar on Monday, July 29, ended trading at $137.09, down by 9 cents, according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily foreign exchange trading summary. Meanwhile, the Canadian dollar ended trading at $102.61, down from $105.06. The British pound sterling ended trading at $168.20, down from $170.04. And we go now to news from the region. In the Bahamas, the government has brushed aside a move by the main opposition party to bring a motion of no confidence against Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis.
I want to announce that I'll be working with our parliamentary group on a no confidence motion that we intend to introduce in the House of Assembly at the earliest opportunity. And what we are going to do, because they have the numbers, Right? It's a mathematical matter for them. But for us, what we are going to do is require members of the F&M to go on the record and vote. They are going to be forced to demonstrate whether they are on the side of lies or whether they're on the side of the Bahamian people. That's the purpose of that resolution.
While addressing PLPs on the final night of their two-day convention, Davis listed the many reasons he said the Free National Movement, more specifically Prime Minister Minnis, must go.
We have a government openly giving millions in contracts to a sitting member of cabinet while cutting budgets for our young people and athletes. We have a government that thinks social assistance means helping rich friends instead of out-of-work Bahamians. We have a government that expects you, the people, to shoulder more and more of the tax burden while the high and mighty get special exemptions and special passes. We have a prime minister and a cabinet who think rules are for little people, not for themselves.
The issue of tropical diseases and disaster management came up for discussion at a recent conference hosted by Ross University in St. Kitts. We have more in this report.
With the increasing threat of hurricanes and other natural disasters in recent years, health researchers are paying more attention to tropical diseases and disaster management. It was one of the areas of focus at the recent Congress held by the Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine earlier this month. Parasitologist Dr. Arvir Willingham told Newsline Health that regional organizations are collaborating to help countries better prepare.
So it's preparing the health systems in the region for when such activities occur. There's actually now a program being established at the American University of the Caribbean Medical School over on St. Martin, working with, I think, SEDEMA on disaster management for training, academic training as well as professional training for persons throughout the region on how to better prepare for such natural disasters.
He says they are also working to address various mosquito-borne diseases and other tropical diseases that have been affecting the region.
And we've been engaged in the past with CARFA, the Pasteur Institute in Guadeloupe, and the Tropical Diseases Institute in Cuba. The three of us with CARFA, we were forming a regional network with regard to those arboviruses we were just discussing. How to better prepare for outbreaks of those diseases, because invariably as you know, we face constant outbreaks. As you know, with the Zika outbreak we had year before last, and then even more so with dengue, which is coming through fairly frequently. Every few years we have a dengue outbreak.
Mary Claire Williams, Newsline Health.
In sports, Jamaica's artistic gymnast Danusha Francis did not win a medal in her first final at the 18th Pan American Games on Monday, but Francis will go down in history as the first Jamaican gymnast to compete in a final at the multi-sport event. Her 7th-place finish was way beyond expectations. And 2018 Commonwealth gold medalist Michelle Lee has copped another gold medal in her homeland Trinidad and Tobago. She won the 100 meters in 11.18 seconds at Trinidad's National Senior Trials.
The women's 100 meters in 11.18 seconds, Michelle Lee said the weather was not ideal, but she enjoyed the race.
Okay, I guess. The weather kind of threw me up a little bit because when the track is wet, it's not as fast as it's when it's dry, but I'm pretty happy with the performance.
She also spoke about her next task.
Just to stay healthy and make it through all the rungs in the one and hopefully the two.
Are you planning to double up here at Nationals?
Yeah,
this weekend?
Well, depends on how I feel in the morning, but I'm hoping to double up.
Barbados' Grima Swift won the 110 hurdles in 13.86 seconds. He defeated Memphis Pioneers' Ruben Walters, who finished in 13.96 seconds.
I feel really good, man. Actually, my second time in Trinidad and Tobago, and I wasn't even sure I was going to come here, but my friend J.U. Gordon, actually my best friend J.U. Gordon, told me come down and sharpen up for the Pan American game, and so said so done, man. So I really love Trinidad, and I'm sure I will come back next year.
As for the 100-meter champion, Kingston said he could not have felt better.
I'm wonderful. I mean, a win is a win no matter what the time is. And I come here to win, so it was feel great.
What's next for you on the agenda?
Pan American Games. And from there, the Pan American Games, go back to the joint boy train and focus on world champs.
He also spoke about how he felt being awarded gold for the Beijing 2008 Olympics.
Awarded the gold medal from, yes. Tell me how you feel about that.
I'm wonderful, you know. I mean, we didn't get the excitement that you wanted because it was been ages ago, but goal is goal, you know. So no matter how you get it, but me taking it from the world's best, it was a little unfortunate, but it's our rules and you have to play by the rules, you know. But I ain't calling no names and knocking nobody door or anything, but I feeling good, I mean, so. I mean, they could see now me, Clarke, Kingston, gold medals.
And on the weather front, a tropical disturbance moving across the Caribbean Sea is not likely to develop into a storm. Forecasters say that could change in coming days, and it could become the fourth tropical depression of the 2019 Atlantic hurricane season before going on to become Tropical Storm Chantal. According to the National Hurricane Center, shower activity associated with the tropical wave over the eastern Caribbean Sea is currently disorganized and limited. Little development is anticipated during the next couple of days. Conditions could be a little more conducive for tropical cyclone formation when the system reaches the Florida Straits or the Bahamas on the weekend. As the system moves west-northwestward across the Caribbean Sea, it is expected to bring heavy rainfall and possible some flooding across portions of these islands. Interests from Florida and the Bahamas to the Northern Caribbean are advised to monitor the progress of the disturbance. And that's our package. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same place for more news, sports, weather, right here on PBCJ, People's Station.